Good morning. So this is a introductory lecture, just giving you an overview of how class is going to go now that we're going online. I hope you're all doing okay and staying safe and being able to spend at least some virtual time with family or friends and doing all right. Please feel free to email me if you have any questions, concerns, or use the bblearn discussion board if for some reason my email doesn't work for you. My email should be set up to accept from emails from whoever, but if you have trouble, that bblearn discussion board is also an option. My email address is emery.eaves@nau.edu, and I'm on email pretty often, except for on the weekends. So if you're emailing me on a weekend, don't be too surprised if I wait until Monday to email you back. But otherwise, I will try my best to get back to you as soon as I can. So basically, the class requirements are the same. I'm not changing the syllabus. The point values, the assignments are all the same. The due dates are the same, so you can use that original syllabus as your reference. What's different is that class time is now online. So what you can do is get into bblearn, and I'm going to show you. So this is what our course homepage looks like. It's when you click on ANT 480, you are going to get to this main homepage. So what I've done here is on the left-hand side, you can see week 11, and on mine you can see week 12. On yours you'll see just week 11 because I'm going to open them up once a week. So this week we're talking about ritual and the placebo phenomenon. So when you click on that week 11 link, and make sure you have your sidebar open. If your screen looks like this when you start, you might need to open up that sidebar so you can scroll along the side here and find this little arrow, and that'll show you the sidebar. That's where those weekly modules are. So click on that sidebar and you'll see all the readings for this week just straight out of the syllabus listed here. So we're reading Salhi, Beyond the Doctor's White Coat, Mormon, Doctors and Patients, the Role of Clinicians in the Placebo Effect, and then Robert Hahn's article, The Nocebo Phenomenon, which I think you'll find really interesting. And then we're doing a couple more chapters from the Ann Fadiman book, The Spirit Catches You and You Fall Down, chapters 15 and 16 from that book. I also have posted for you a 2-page encyclopedia entry on the anthropology and the placebo effect that I wrote for the International Encyclopedia of Anthropology last year. So you can get an overview of placebo. Hopefully you'll find this really helpful. I wasn't going to assign it because I was going to talk to you more about it in class, but I think that it might be helpful for you to find out a little bit more about how anthropology thinks about the placebo, at least from my perspective. This is one of my areas of a lot of interest and some expertise, as you can see, because I wrote the encyclopedia entry on it. So if you have questions about it or you want to talk to me about it, I'd be happy to talk to you more. Placebo in anthropology is linked really closely with the concept of ritual. So ritual healing, we often kind of talk about placebo and ritual as going hand in hand with people's belief, or the idea of meaning is what Daniel Moorman's talking about. So his idea of meaning is important. So I want you to read through that, think about how that relates to these book chapters that we're reading. So going back to that week 11 module, you have that placebo article there that's short. It's only 2 pages, and it's a really kind of succinct overview of placebo and anthropology that I'd like you to take a look at. Then I have a TED Talk by Ted Kapchuk. Ted Kapchuk is one of my favorite placebo researchers, and he's also featured in this documentary called The Wonder Pill, which I've posted for you on PBS. You don't have to watch the whole documentary of The Wonder Pill. I'd like you to look at it a little bit, kind of scroll through and watch the section that has Ted Kapchuk describing some of his placebo studies. I think that he's really interesting. He's not an anthropologist. He was trained as an acupuncturist, actually, and he got really interested in placebo research and is now the director of the Placebo Research Center at Harvard University, and he's really interesting. So I'd like you to watch what he has to say in both of these. And then think about how that relates to what Mormon and Hahn are talking about in placebo and anthropology and what you read in that encyclopedia entry. And then what I want you to do is, based on your reading and based on watching these films, for now, because we can't do our discussion in class, I've posted a discussion board. So this is the week 11 ritual and the placebo phenomenon discussion board. You can see at the bottom here. So what I want you to do is the discussion leaders are going to post on that discussion board each week. And then I want you to get on there, everyone else who's not discussion leaders, and post a response to one of those questions. And then through the week, I want you to check back and participate in that discussion with your classmates. So what I want you to do by the end of the week is post one answer to one of your classmates' questions. And then I want you to post 3 responses to other students' answers. And these responses should be based not on your own theorizing, but on what you read in the articles. These should be focused on the articles and the class topic for this week, not on your ideas about what happened last time you went to the doctor, although that could be interesting and you could put part of that in, but these need to show that you've done the readings. You need to be participating in a respectful discussion like we would be having in class. I don't want any inappropriate comments, obviously. So make sure your comments are focused on the readings. Under this tab, the syllabus tab, I want to show you real quick that I have posted our plan for continuing online class next week. The main change is those discussions going online. So, and then the weekly modules. So the weekly module will have in it also, when there's a major assignment due, the assignment will also be linked in that weekly module. So the weekly module should be the main place that you need to go. The other place that you might need to go is to this link that's in red. This is under the syllabus and materials tab, and this is an updated schedule for the course. So what I've done here is do it kind of like a calendar entry. So you can see the readings listed there for the week. So this is week 11, March 23rd to March 27th. We're talking about ritual and the placebo phenomenon, like I said. You have your readings listed there. You have assignments due listed here. So complete your modules on bblearn, participate in the online discussion board. You'll be doing 4 posts total. Unless you're the discussion leader, then you're doing a couple more. And then your reading response. If you haven't completed all 7 of those reading responses, make sure that you're still turning in reading responses in the assignments folder, which is over on the side here. Assignments right here. And then what I've done for you here is let you know kind of what you should be thinking about doing each day of the week for this class. So on Monday and Tuesday, start logging into bblearn and completing that week 11 module, or whichever week it is. Read the assigned chapters in your textbook and in your other book. On Wednesday or by Wednesday at 9 a.m., the discussion leaders should post questions about the week's readings on that discussion board. These questions should be focused on the readings, although we can focus also on world events and how they relate to the readings if that seems relevant. So our discussion leaders for this week are Cameron, Jalen, and Reed. So you 3 should work together to decide which readings you're each taking or what questions you want to post. On Thursday and Friday, everyone else should be looking at those discussion boards and responding to one of their questions and then responding to your classmates' posts so we can have kind of an online discussion. I'll be participating as well. Please don't be offended if I correct what you've said or make a comment. It's not personal, it's just part of the discussion and how I can kind of communicate, make sure that we're on the right track. On Friday at 11:59 p.m. now, your reading response will be due, so it doesn't have to be before that class time. It can be by midnight on Friday. And then I would also like you to make sure that by Friday at 11:59 p.m. also you've responded to your peers on that discussion board. So you should have 4 posts on the discussion board total. Those should be complete sentences, maybe 1 to 2 sentences for each one. Make sure they're focusing on the readings. You can think about other things as well, but focusing on the readings. And then you can see down here it goes to week 12. You have your readings there. You have assignments due. Your Fadiman book review paper is due next week. I will post a rubric today for that, if there's not already one in there. It's just a book review. You've read the book. I just want you to think about how it relates to our particular class topics, so you can't go online and find a book review that someone's already written about that book. I know that they exist and I know where they are, just like you do. So please write your own, and write it in thinking about what we've discussed in class and how it relates to medical anthropology. Again, here we have, oh, it looks like I messed up on the discussion leaders, so I will go and fix that and put in the actual discussion leaders for each week. And then you have your Fadiman book review paper due by 11:59 p.m. on Friday, your reading response by 11:59 p.m. on Friday, and then again, make sure you respond to that you've responded to 1 question on that discussion board and posted 3 responses. If you have questions, please let me know. Send me an email, or I will create a questions for Dr. Eve's discussion board forum so that you can ask questions that would be relevant to everyone. So questions on the syllabus, questions on what we're doing, questions on the assignments. If you have questions that you think other people might want to know the answer to, please use that discussion board. That will be located in the syllabus and right next to this in the syllabus folder. So I will create that today, and I will create one of those every week. I'm also going to post an online survey link that goes to a SurveyMonkey survey that's anonymous so that you can give me feedback. I want to be able to try to continue to improve. I want you to get the most you can out of this class. So you can always email me if you have a constructive comment, but if you would rather it be anonymous, please be kind to me. I'm doing my best on this, but it's not optimal for any of us. I understand that. So please use that link if you want to give me some feedback each week on the class and how things are going, and if there's things that I can improve or things that I can address or things that you're having trouble with, you can use that anonymous link to give me that kind of feedback. Okay, so that's all for this week. If you have questions, like I said, please use that discussion forum. I'll be posting in the discussion forum, so hopefully it will feel like we're interacting and having our normal class going forward. And again, please feel free to email me if you have any questions or comments, and I will post another video next week with some lecture and some more kind of what we're doing here. So good luck, and please stay in touch.